I want to invite you to look around and see this fleshly full convergence of artists and elders and youth and organizers and those in community who bring your loving witness to this living spirit of hope. And I mean, look around, and I mean actually reach out. Can I invite you to someone near you? You don't have to move far, but to extend some form of greeting, whether it's a fist bump or a handshake or a hand to the heart. See who is here in the room. I am the Reverend Karen G. Johnston. On behalf of First Unitarian Universalist Society of Burlington, I offer a wholehearted welcome. Thank you for being here to celebrate the Black Artist Showcase offered in honor of Vibrant Lives, right? Discovering the roots of Black Vermont, a powerful community-centered oral history project and public exhibition illuminating the lives, stories, and enduring contributions of Black Vermonters past, present, and future. Envisioned by Black Vermonters, embodied by Black Vermonters. As a community of communities, we are richer and deeper and more vibrant because of these efforts that come this year at the start of Black History Month, and this month marking the 100th anniversary of a collective and cultural initiative first inaugurated as Negro History Week by scholar and historian Carter G. Woodson. Yeah, right? Before we stay in Vermont, I actually want to take you just briefly on a trip with me to Minneapolis, where I was 2 weeks ago, heeding the call to clergy to go and respond to the racist federal overreach and violence there. I went with a local group of organizers called, well, local to there. They called us from all over the nation. They're called March, Multi-Faith, Anti-Racist Change and Healing, March. And we spent several days together, and the first day was spent on relationship building, knowledge building, and skill building, because none of us can go it alone. And the very first person to speak on that first day of relationship building, skill building, and knowledge building was the poet laureate of Minneapolis, Janata Petrus. Do you know her? She's this amazing African-American woman. I first encountered her poetry. It was around the George Floyd murders, and she wrote this piece that's become a children's book. Could we please give the police departments to the grandmothers? If you haven't heard it, you need to hear that. That time, she grounded us in our sacred work because of art. Poetry was placed first on the agenda. Art of all sorts, and Black art of all sorts, is one of the most powerful ways we humans enter into the vision of beloved community. So often articulated by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and articulated by so many others, evolved and deepened and grown every day, frankly, by people like you, like here, living into the ideals of justice and dignity, mutual respect and reconciliation rather than division. The Vibrant Lives Project is local. It's deeply meaningful response to that very same call. And the oral histories gathered through Vibrant Lives speak powerfully of cultural identity and belonging, resilience and survival, education as a tool for freedom, advocacy, service, and community care, and the enduring strength of faith, hope, and moral courage. Together, these voices affirm what must always be said clearly: Black lives matter. and they are essential to the wholeness of Vermont. In addition to celebration, the invitation you are receiving at this moment is commitment to doing what you can within your means and sphere of influence to sustain this vital project and vision. For today is a fundraiser. Your generosity ensures that the Vibrant Lives archive continues to grow, that youth interviewers are supported in their work, and that the traveling exhibit reaches libraries, schools, colleges, community spaces across the state. Your financial gift is a tangible act of building of a more just and humane society that is built on truth-telling, which we are missing in great quantities now. One that is grounded in truth-telling, belonging, transformation, and collective care. Now, speaking of collective care, sometimes that means we all have bodies. And so I just want to tell you, if you need a bio break, there are restrooms for all genders through those doors directly to the back, or taking the elevator or stairs down to our basement level. So let your hearts be filled this afternoon, your spirits fortified. Thank you for your presence and for your generosity.
Thank you very much. It's a blessing to be here with you all this afternoon. A seed is planted today. Let me hear you say it. A seed is planted today. Once more, say a seed is planted today. That's right, that's right. We are thankful for the opportunity to present this project in a time of so much turmoil and resurgence of white supremacy, where we need a sacred reminder of the value of our shared humanity. We need positive affirmation of our shared human dignity. We need love, peace, and forgiveness and shared understanding, and to be able to hear each other and to listen to each other, to know how truly, deeply connected we are. This is what this project is about. We wanted to bring something that could lift our people's stories to the forefront, even in the midst of intentions to malign and omit and dehumanize, so that we could offer something beautiful and meaningful and honorable and love-centered to the fore. Because we know that we are, and all of our children are, worth it. Say, we're worth it. Say, we're worth it. That's right, that's right. I want to hold space for a close person in my life who shines that. All of the artists you hear today are people who we love and hold dear in community, who honor and speak life into this. And the first artist I want to welcome up to this space to share with us this afternoon is an amazing writer, a powerful and empowering voice, and a light in this world. Give it up and don't stop clapping until she gets to the stage for Nadia Frazier.
Hi everyone, my name's Nadia. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna share 3 poems with you today. And the first one is called She's Her Own Perfect. So when I was in the 4th grade, I used to dream of being just like all my friends. Pale skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. In fact, when one of my only black parental figures was imprisoned, I voiced my concern to friends at school. I hate being black, I had said. I cried for days about wanting to be white, about wanting to be skinny, about wanting to have straight hair, about everything that made me different from everyone else. She's Her Own Perfect is a poem I wrote as a tribute to all the other mixed girls out there, all the ones who were second because the girl was prettier, all the girls who couldn't do matching hairstyles on Twin Day. This one's for you. She's her own perfect. She always wondered why she was different. Why her hair curled into rings the color of coffee, why her eyes were the color of an oak tree's bark rather than a pale blue, why her lips were the full shape of Cupid's bow. She's got skin the color of caramel and a heart made of gold. She's seen more than the average white man, and she's still standing, still living. Her smile holds the secrets of her past, and her eyes look past the surface to give everyone a chance. She is woman, she is Black, she is beautiful and resilient. She's her own perfect. With the beautiful skin and soul she's got, she's her own protector, with the dark spots that protect her knees from her falls, and the wood-colored eyes that pronounce the light shining from her soul. She's her own lover, with her lips that kiss her own hand in the morning, and her heart that heals her mind when broken. She's her own defender. With the will in her heart and the sight that she sees, she's her own perfect, forever hers, forever her own, forever herself. Because now she understands, she's her own perfect, and no one else is. Thank you. This next poem is called Her First and Last Breath. Something that isn't talked about enough is biracial racism. Mixed children, while they may not have white privilege or experience the same hate as Black people, they still get burned by the same fire. Still treated as slaves in the 1800s, still segregated against in the 1900s, and still targeted by bullies now. The line for who should live has been drawn. The only issue is that everyone drew different lines. Her First and Last Breath is a poem I wrote to show you this racism, to teach that if you do nothing, you're a part of the problem. Her First and Last Breath. You say that I'm not Black enough, because my skin doesn't match the pavement that we walk on. You say that I'm whitewashed, because I don't call you vulgar and offensive names. You say that I don't deserve the title mixed, because you don't want to be associated with my kind. You say that I'm not Black enough, dark enough, enriched enough to be your friend. What's the point of society moving forward if you're going to jump 3 steps back? I continue on as though your words don't hurt me. You can't see my scars because they blend into what you peg as worthless. I'd still get shot if they got the chance. I'd still be enslaved if we lived on entranced. My blood would bleed red on the ground and blue on my veins. Like yours, like hers, like all those who claim we're different. If we're so different, then why do I bleed like you do? If we're so different, then why do I dream of living in America free like you do? If I'm so strange, so twisted, and not from your neck of the woods, then why do I cry at stories about another shooting in the hood? Why do you care? It's your people who did this, you say. My people? My people did this? My people took the last breath from an innocent child's lips, sucked it out from her lungs and breathed it out into the open air. Her last breath, her mother's first fear, dangling around because no one ever cared. The people I get my blood from across the great waters of our earth. Europe, Scotland, Africa, for worse and for worse, my people did this. Here's a hot new take. You were part of this too. You sat there and watched as if her life didn't matter to you. She's not your people, so why should you care? She was set to die, to be killed, shot, murdered, from the very day the pink strip appeared. The day her mother looked down at her trembling baby hands, as she breathed her first breath. Oh, why, God? Why must you give her to me? Thank you. My last poem for you today is called Let Me Be. For the first 8 years of my life, I lived in a predominantly Black and Hispanic area. White people were the minority. And when I moved to New England at 8 years old, I was one of the five Black children in my entire school. 2 were siblings, and the other 2 moved away in the 2nd grade. Let Me Be is a poem I wrote that I think signifies some of my experiences as a biracial child living in a predominantly white town. Let me be. Do you want me to paint my skin a shade lighter for you? Use salt and pepper only on our food? How do you feel about my hair? Should I blow it out and damage my roots for you? Do I make you feel a certain way? Am I too white for you, too Black for you, too mildly middle for you? Do I have too much history? Do I talk too much? Do I not speak up enough? Should I have said more, done less? Would it be better if I just didn't exist? Would it be better if I took up as little space as possible? Take up none. Leave more air for you to breathe. Breathe. Can I breathe? Can I have some? Questions I don't ask because I worry what you'll say. Should I worry? Will you say what I pray you don't think about me? Me? What about me? Can I talk more, talk less? Can I sleep in? Do I have that luxury? Can I drink from that fountain? Talk to that kid across the room? Do I have the freedom to exist beyond your living room? Beyond your kitchen? Beyond the trap of the mind and the imagination? Can I be more than just your shadow? Than that voice in your head? Will I ever be a person? Someone with a color and a smile and freckles and beauty marks? Can I be more than a two-dimensional shape on the pavement? Forget living your life. I don't want to be in your shadow. Let me live. Let me breathe. Let me be. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for Nadia Frazier. Somebody say courage. Courage. Say truth. Truth. Say fearlessness. Fearlessness. That's right. It takes courage to be able to share your story. We honor the heart of our artists, of our youth, standing up and speaking their experiences, their visions of the world. These are the things that heal and restore and uplift and allow us to flower and grow together in beautiful ways. So thank you for your honesty and your powerful piece. I want to lift up another artist in our midst who I have the proud honor of knowing as of my line of writers. We come from a rich history, as my mother is the founder of the longest running Black writers group in the history of Seattle, Washington, known as the African American Writers Alliance. Turns 35 years old this year. Let's make some noise for that. Not only did I take up this penchant for writing, sometimes against my will, but mostly with it, I've seen my daughter really flower in her gift. And she took me aside at one point and said, my friend has this amazing poem, Dad. You should come check it out. I said, okay, you speak in my language. So we walked all the way back to Boys and Girls Club, and her friend showed me this poem, powerful poem called Human. I said, you wrote that? She said, yeah. She said, oh yeah, Amina has one too. I said, oh. I said, you didn't tell me you had one. And these pieces are so powerful, y'all. I knew that right then she had the gift, and it was continuing to generations, and she hasn't ceased to grow and blossom and bloom, and I know you'll witness her light and have a profound appreciation for it as well. So with that, give a warm round of applause for Sister Amina Adesina Francis Rose Eddins.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me all right, like this? Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be performing 3 poems for you guys today, and my first poem is called Sometimes. Sometimes I look in the mirror, the wooden dividers on the window, wisps of dust in the corners of each panel, like shimmering flecks of gold, catching the golden hour glow of mid-afternoon sun. Split by the columns of the window pane, carefully trace my silhouette onto the floor. My eyes flit, taking in every detail, manifesting the obvious and the unchangeable. My skin, cinnamon brown, but not black enough to be accepted by the woke Black girls at school, telling me, wow, you act so Black for a mixed girl. And, Amina, when I first met you, I thought you were just white. But my hair, too thick and curly to be mistakenly allowed into the false concept of American beauty. My ringlets and kinks forced into columns like frizzy, fluffy, furry, as if they are describing a pet and not a human being. They ask me, are you sure this is your real hair? And if you don't want anyone to touch it, just straighten it. usually said by people with skin as white as the invisible and possibly non-existent social construct used to create this mindset, with lips thin as the line separating black from white, as I balance on it like a tightrope, dangerously leaning from side to side, making sure not to disturb the peace. At these times, I feel the most unheard, but still, when I hear the news of another Black man, woman, or child assaulted by someone with the privilege of being on the right side of the gun, I still cry the same tears as the bloody black back hits the asphalt. The smell, still rich as the soil we were born from. Ruby red crystals drip down the drain, drip, drop, drip, like the sound of rain on a car window, the sound of a mother's tears, silent but so loud, the sound of a broken faucet as a father stares at his own face, an empty shell where joy once lived. Drip, drop, drip, down the drain and into the sea, where strange fruit held in strangers' hands were thrown carelessly out of ships and into the ocean. And still I cry, the same tears as our ancestors who died fighting for our lives, fighting for our culture, fighting for our history. And still I balance on the tightrope between black and white, all the while knowing my lighter skin is not a privilege when I am on the wrong side of the gun. My next poem is called American Dream. American Dream. The bald eagle, finally free from its chains, a newfound symbol of freedom, soars over the cerulean sea, the aftermath of great waves leaving dew-like droplets on its smooth feathers. The background, a sunset of pink and orange hues, the last rays escaping through cracks between the emerald mountains, drying its feathers the second the light hits the water. This glorious creature was never meant to be compared and contrasted with the so-called American dream. We say, in God we trust, but can we even trust ourselves, knowing that our dream is someone else's nightmare? You may say, that happened so long ago, but the wounds remain as scars. These permanent marks are reminders of our damaged past. Torn apart by careless greed, twisted truths, and white fear, we ask ourselves, why does the caged bird sing? The same reason why, during slavery, our heads were held high, singing only songs of love, family, and promise of a better future. My next poem is Black Night. I actually misread. I'm doing 4 poems, so I have another one after that. Black Night. Where do you go when your promised land was crossing its pale white fingers, enraged with envy, seeing your glory, and remembering that they were a page in your story when Ida tried to lead us there? Where do you go when your faux fairy tale is still grim? Though mock and malign can't stop us this time, they stare with secret marvel at our brilliance. Without pretension, my lyrical melodies aren't without meaning. Will waves still wash over our marvelous miracles when our sand-covered flip-flops walk the other way? With a gaze so cold the water shivers. You think, all I am is a breath with no words. When I speak, it comes out just enough to flatter the flame on the ancestor's grave for Dia de los Muertos. The bright orange flower on it sparkles like the morning star, mourning for her lost children of the night, as black as the night, in all her glory, shining for the dull eyes to see. Okay, so my actual last poem is called Your Blooming Tree. Your blooming tree. Your blooming tree is filled with ancestors, still matching the same vibrant hue. Cinnamon, hazelnut, almond, all you. Never forget that they fought for your freedom. They have the same brilliant blackness as who will come. African, Blackfoot, or native to here. You've got so much love from your people, it's sheer. Coffee bean, night sky, and all in between. We have come so far that we're all kings and queens. When they tell us go back, I don't know what they mean. We aren't wearing some kind of creepy disguise. So what do you see in those green or blue eyes? Do you see some kind of scar that reminds you of our past? Will you ever feel our pain, or are you just a useless cast? Will you ever learn how to embrace the people who have the darker race? The past we've been through, you cannot erase by putting up colorful signs or closing the case. We are the leaders of this pack. We found the needle in the thick haystack. Chocolate skin should not be a sin. Passing should not be passed down to kin. The blooms of this tree will never stop flowering. Always do right, and the tree will be towering. Thank you.
I told you. Give it up one more time for Amina Adesina Francis Rose Edens. Say power. Say transformation. Say history. Say glory. All right, all right. Yeah, there's a lot of power and strength in the youth voice and the power of these artists' voice. I want to welcome up another amazing artist I've had the great, grand, good fortune to meet in the past year. She actually is a UVM student who attended a workshop I had on campus called Writing Our Way Forward. And we gave out some writing prompts, and the moment I heard her voice, I said, who is that talking with such powerful eloquence and insight and beauty and just vitality in her wordplay? She has got to come and join us with the Black Artist Showcase. And I invited her, and she came, and I invited her to come to the African American Writers Alliance and join the group, and she came, and she has not said no one time. She is a yes-affirming person, just a beautiful light in this world, so much optimism and faith and hope and brilliance, and it really is inspiring, and I know you'll find her so as well. Please give a warm round of applause for Anna Capel.
Hi, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here. I have a few poems for you guys. The first one that I have is called Your Dreams Are Dialing. If you want to reach me, first you must brush your far-fetched dreams. You must think they aren't large enough. Your wildest dreams are the morning alarm you keep snoozing. Wake up. You are their paramedic. Your dreams are resting on concrete, wishing you would grab them. Perform CPR on your fantasies. Your dreams are puppets on strings. Only your hands can move them. Give them life. Your dreams are hypothermic and need you to thaw them out of ice. Your dreams are raw meat wanting to be cooked. Hear how they long to sizzle. Your dreams are right there in reach. Your fear is the glass barrier in the middle. So please, pick them up like that old instrument shoved underneath your bed. You can be 30-year-old learning the fiddle. Play fetch with your dreams. Know that the slobber is worth the act. When was the last time you drew your dreams with sidewalk chalk? Let your imagination make love to your current self so often that you see your morning skin in the mirror and can still taste last night's dreams. You can be everything you want. It's not as difficult as it seems. Don't let your mind be clouded by what you lack. Your current self and dream self are not that far away. Close the gap. All right, this one is called Copper Captivity. Have you studied a penny? In God we trust. Whose God? Surely not the black girls. Lincoln is credited for freeing slaves, but this is the same man that said, I am not in favor of bringing about the social equality of the white and black races. But still, he travels through hands, pockets, and many places. Liberty, liberty, liberty. These three syllables sound like mocking because my great-great-grandparents weren't free. Years later, a man would clasp his filthy hands on the neck of his so-called brother. From sea to shining sea, but the only thing George Floyd got to see was the devil through the eyes of the police. But Officer Lane could see and see and see and watch Floyd until his eyes no longer shined. We the people, who's we, what determines a person, perfect union, justice, tranquility. We're screamed at for not being tranquil, but maybe we know justice shouldn't have to be fought for, caught for, shot for, brought forth, fighting because there never should have been a war. Posted on the back of the penny, 1 cent. It only took 1 cent for the dogs to come pounding after runaway slaves, and they hunted and hunted until they watched blood cascade, red, white, and blue, an African American's nightmare. Oh, say, can you see what I can see? And I can see the slaves working in dawn's early light. There is no gleam in their eyes with broad stripes on their backs and stars surrounding their mind. The slaves who were gallantly screaming, their pain pierces the air like red rockets bursting. And the few that escape in the night give proof of hope. But when they see the flag still there, waving, screaming in their face that they will never be free and have little to no chance at being brave, they are reminded that America was never created to fit them. We are taught to throw pennies in fountains to make wishes. How come mine still haven't come true? I wish I could write without it being a showcase of black talent. I wish I could properly speak without someone saying, wow, did you know black girls could speak? I wish I could dance without being a black girl dancing. I wish we could burst suns and not threats. I wish we could hold wallets and not pistols. I wish our people could have sung songs that weren't escape routes. I wish people would care to listen to my poems in months that aren't February. Tell me how Martin had a dream, but we are still left wishing. A penny has never been a showcase of freedom to me. Pennies may not be for us to wish for, but why should that stop us from wishing? We should dream up something so big the only sound is inequality squishing. I want my daughter to know princesses can have melanin without turning into frogs. I want our culture to beam in everyday dialogues. I dream of people knowing our diaspora, cause love we are a master of, and our art and voices were never meant to be contained in Africa. I want my children to be born with a sense of liberation. I want them to know a world not centered by Caucasians. We must never cease to dream. We must dance among the flames. We must each acknowledge our blame. We must be the flowers growing in sidewalk cracks. We must never let love be what we lack. We must feed our children's aspirations. We must give their hopes foundations. We must study coexistence. We cannot simply throw a penny in a fountain. We must carve the whole world with our wishes. All right, this is my last one, and it is called Finding Freedom by Flashlight. What does freedom taste like in the wind when I'm scrubbing my back? I want black boys to whistle it on their way to laundromats. How can freedom caress you? It teases my tongue, but I never reach full taste. We're a great deal further than how much of it my ancestors could embrace. I want freedom to be free. I want freedom to be gay, minority. I want freedom walking freely at night as a woman. I want freedom to make a scene without people's necks crooking. I want freedom to be boombox that doesn't start to crackle when you turn it up too loud. I want freedom to dance without judgment calling it a clown. I want freedom to feel its skin, the way it bursts red, but it's really made of stars, white and blue. To become beacon means to begin inhabiting darkness. It will be marvelous, the way the first sky star can guide us, the way headlights are necessary for transportation at night. We can start the freedom ride. First, you must be the light. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for Anna Capel, please. have the also honored privilege to introduce my colleague and co-lead on this project, who's going to share some more information about the process and what the exhibit has been about. So please give a warm round of applause for Brother Rene Renteria.
I'm going to try to keep this on time, so I've got my timer here. So I'm René Renteria. I'm one of the co-founders of Vibrant Lives, Discovering Our Roots of Black Vermont. And so we wanted to take a little time and talk a little bit about the project and give you a little glimpse of what's coming. So it's an oral history project. We set a goal of trying to interview 30 people. We weren't able to reach that because of funding. We have 15, and that's a good start, and I'm really proud of that. And we're going to show a little video, and I'll describe a little bit more about what we're doing. So if we're ready with that slideshow, we'll play a little bit of it. And this is just a sample of 3 hours of interviews that we have total. And but it'll give you hopefully a sense of what the project's about. Woody.
I think, fairness is something that we were taught in our family. I think having a love and care for our community in school or in your neighborhood or really anywhere, we were really encouraged to not just complain about it, but to try to do something about it. And I think when you're a child, it can be hard to do that because, children don't necessarily have the access to power or rules or whatever. As a kid in school, you can't change rules in school, but sometimes there were ways that, with my friends and being somewhat of a leader with my friends, I was able to speak up and sometimes gather people around me to speak up against things that seemed wrong to me.
When I think of my life, I think about intersectionality a lot. I'm a woman, but I'm also African American, and I'm biracial. And as humans, we have all of these different facets of ourselves that all come together to exist within us. And I think I kind of try to go through the world aware of the ways that I perceive the world a little bit different, or how my experiences could differ, but also allow it to be a tool where I can learn about other people. And I'm always so fascinated to learn different perspectives or different parts of other people, and what I can learn from that and what they can learn from that, and how everyone can kind of work together as a community in that way.
Be yourself. Don't let anyone ever try to speak for you. Your narrative is yours. Walk in your truth. Hold your head up high. You have something to offer. This is your world. Walk in your truth. Write your narrative. Listen to your elders. Gather that info. This is going to be a legacy for not only you, but those who come after you. Those stories are important.
So the project is about celebrating and honoring and recognizing our neighbors. And I'm just very curious that way. I'm new to Vermont, new to the area. I'm coming from Austin, Texas, and my basic question to myself was, who's out there? Who are my neighbors? And I feel it very deeply in my heart. So I had the blessing to meet Rajni. Excuse me. So we found our friends, and there's a lot of great comments and stories and experiences that are shared in the interviews. And in your program, you'll see a little bit about some of the the themes that emerged from all of these interviews. What's going to happen is on February 28th at the Fletcher Free Library, we're going to actually have the exhibit opening. And at the end of this program, you're going to have a chance to go to the parlor and back there and have some snacks. And you're going to see a little bit about the photographs that we've done. And that's been my primary role as a photographer and the videographer, and helping shape the website. So there's going to be a website. All of the interviews are transcribed. We have interview summaries of each interview. And then we'll put it out there to the world. And one of the greatest things about the project to me is that it involves young people. In fact, we'll have a little moment here I'll have them stand up. And so they were the ones interviewing. So everything you just saw on the screen, there was a young person asking that question to that person. And we hope to continue with more funding, another year of this, and keep growing it so that it can become a kind of a community archive. So that we remember. And when I say that to people, I don't just mean intellectually remembering. I'm talking about coming together and becoming members again in the community. So I want to thank a little bit of the people who helped with the project as well. You see them on the program, but I want to recognize our project sponsors, Gail and Elise are here, the Burlington History Culture Center. If you are in the room, you want to stand up and say hello? They are going to have a display also on the table, and they are sponsoring our program, our project. We couldn't have done it without them. And the Fletcher Free Library also played an important role. And again, that's where you're going to see the exhibit on February 28th. The Richard Kemp Center as well, and of course the First Unitarian Universalist Society of Burlington for letting us have this space for a little bit and share the word with you all. I want to give them a round of applause, please. And let me see if I can look around the room here. And we have a few people who were actually interviewed in the room. If you wouldn't mind just standing up and saying hello to everybody, that way people can recognize you. And the folks that are standing up are part of the project, right over here. Their names are on the list, and what will happen is on February 28th, when we open up the exhibit at the library, we're going to have a panel, and there'll be some of whoever can come in terms of who was interviewed, and we'll have they'll have a chance to talk a little bit about themselves and what their lives have been like, and the things that they're seeing, and their hopes. And then finally, I wanted to introduce some of the folks who interviewed, and you've already seen them. Nadia and Amina, if you want to stand up. If there's anyone, there you go. So again, at the end of the program, we'll be in the parlor. There'll be a table there. Come say hello. It's just a sample. It's just a preview. We do have the webpage. It is existing right now. It only has 5 interviews. There are going to be 10 more that are added to it, and then plus some other features. But we wanted to get it ready so that you could have something to look at and tell your friends. And I invite everyone again, February 28th at the Fletcher Free Library. And I'll pass it off back to Roshni. Thank you.
Thank you kindly, Renee. It has honestly been such a blessing collaborating with you and holding space in this time for the stories of our people. It's just so richly meaningful and purposeful in terms of uplifting who we are and our values and what we mean to this world. And the fact that we get to do it and hold space for young people to get the power of that narrative. Because folks will only tell us a certain story a certain way if they're talking to a young person. So somebody older might not get that same answer because of something being shared intergenerationally that has to be shared in order for us to close a circle and begin a new one. So let's give a warm round of applause for all the participants one more time for this first seed planted. Somebody say power. Say strength. Say family. Say glory. Say forgiveness. Say he's still going. Yeah, see, about to call somebody up. We ain't even had a rightly good conversation yet, but I love this person, so I'm never gonna fail to introduce them the same way as ever I introduced them. Give it up for the magnificent, supernatural, glorious, supreme, there always been a dream, fantastic, poetic, somebody call a medic. Stop playing, you better pay everything she has on the table. She defies labels and fables. You know the moral of the story? There's more than allegory. Give it up for Sister Omega J.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Rajni. I hate that. All right, but to keep with time. Thank you for that. So I will be sharing 3 pieces today. I will start with, I think is a Black Artist Showcase favorite, I call Black Loyalty. It goes like this. Loyalty is the currency of the Black community. From the fierce mother to the supportive aunts, from big brothers of little sisters that get to experience a prom. Boundaries are set and respected without question. Anything opposite, the betrayal is seen as a lesson. Loyalty is honored in the Black community. Black artists coming together, supporting each other in business, putting each other on if good showmanship is witnessed, being one another's reference for future endeavors, ultimately helping us all get that cheddar. Loyalty is the lifeblood of the Black community because we know how it feels to have our boundaries crossed, with families separated by courts, death, and loss. It was taught in the household from a very young age by the fierce Black mom figure showing allegiance in loving ways. We knew not to overstep. To do that was disrespect. As a result, it rubbed off onto the siblings, protecting the tribe from outsiders and building. We knew that no one could break our bond, no matter what time zone we're on. We may even have our fights sometimes. But I'll forget that fight if they need me anytime. Their enemy is my enemy. Their friend is my friend. Their loss is my loss. Their win is my win. I'm grateful for that loyalty in the Black community. It's a piece of Black excellence to me. Thank you. So this next one it's called Wounded Healer. It is named after one of my albums, but I guess I wanted to summarize the album in a poem, so that's what this is. Okay, so Wounded Healer, it goes like this. My trauma will not be your source of entertainment. Let me repeat myself. My trauma will not be your source of entertainment. Instead, allow my experience to inspire a better choice. I seek to heal ancestral wounds with the power of my voice. The cycle ends with me, making my offspring finally free. From the heartache, the pain, the hype nervous system, the illness in the brain, the gaslighting from family for cutting off the toxic. This deep healing journey has me treating issues when I spot it. There really is no logic. It's an intuitive venture, mind, body, and spirit with heart at the center. Anger used to be the energy to keep me going. seeking to find a better way due to inner knowing. I am not normal, but I do not hide it. I feel it to fix it. It makes no sense to deny it. Learn from my journey, making a part of it your own. A chosen seed who walks the path, aligning with her throne. This last one is a hard one because it's me honoring an ancestor. It is me recognizing in Black History Month that we're allowed to have a mental health day. I lost a sister August 2021 to suicide. She suffered in silence for 30 years, and after her death, I learned it was more common in my family than I cared to admit because mental health was just taboo in the Black community, historically speaking. So I heal out loud and I write about it because I feel that's what she should have been able to do. So in her name, I choose life. Life, it can be so hard to live it. Some say it's the weakest route just to up and end it. Mental health is not always talked about within your own family. So I sit with this diagnosis thinking they can't even stand me. I believe that's how my sister felt until her last day. I still wish I could have been close by to tell her it'll be okay, but instead she's gone now, and I'm feeling a bit lost. Her suffering alone made us all pay the cost. Now I sit with the tears and all the years become a memory as I use this verse to express how much she meant to me. She was truly the strongest person I was blessed to ever know. I guess I understand it's hard being strong alone. I see the similarities, but I choose a different path. Who would see about my kids in the event and aftermath? On some real-ish, I am too scared to find out. So I will choose life, even though it's the harder route. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for Sister Omega J. That's right. Say family. Say honor. Say love. Say healing. That's right. That's what we're here for. That's real community right there. That's right. I want to hold space where it takes tremendous courage to share ourselves and to express that need that we all need. Omega Jade is a profoundly courageous person and such a valuable person in this community. We're just all blessed to have her in our family, in our circle. I want to lift up another powerhouse that we were blessed to meet in the last few years when she came to work at St. Michael's College. I had the blessing to touch base with this sister at African Landing Day. And I was walking, minding my own business on Pearl Street, just outside this place. And I heard somebody say, Rajni! I said, who is saying mine? Oh, okay. I knew it was somebody who had some bass in their voice. And this is a powerhouse of a woman, a dynamic scholar, a phenomenal poet, warrior, just an amazing revolutionary truth raiser and just a light in our midst. Please give it up and don't stop clapping until she comes to the stage for Dr. Jolivette Dorning Anderson.
By definition, the beloved community is a vision, popularized by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and conceived by philosopher theologian Josiah Royce, representing a society based on justice, unconditional love, agape, and equal opportunity, where hunger and racism are eradicated. It is a global, nonviolent community where conflicts are resolved through reconciliation and all people are treated with dignity. The beloved community is a vision. A vision is something we see not only with our physical eyes, but with our mind's eye, with eyes that allow us to imagine ourselves and our fellow humans into a future of goodness, peace, love, and justice, and allows us to walk through the world knowing right from wrong, and as my daddy used to say, doing right over wrong too. The things my eyes have seen across oceans and seas, beyond stars, planets, and galaxies, all meet to form the beloved community. My Louisiana eyes have seen little Black children, barefoot and free, running through green grass, playing hide and seek on Ledbetter Street, being watched by Black men and women who worked the soil on plantations as sharecroppers, tenant farmers, and landowners. They made me. They are my beloved community. My Mississippi eyes have seen civil rights legends come back to a state that denied its citizens the right to vote, the ability to read and write. It was their history that taught me how to fight. So thank you, Bob and Fannie and Ella, Amzie, Dave, Dory, and Joyce, Medgar, Murley, Charles, Chokwe, and all who mentored me to be a member of this beloved community. My Indiana eyes have seen my child come into being, bearing the gifts from ancestors and the living. She is the next generation to carry forth this beloved community. My Vermont eyes have seen the cold and warmth of suns and moons of hearts like mine who come from different experiences but are like-minded in hope and desire for the beloved community we all aspire to build. And most recently, my Jamaican eyes, though I am not of Jamaican heritage, have seen a beloved community destroyed by a hurricane. And as the people of Belmont, Bluefields, Westmoreland, the youth of Life Yard and Kingston, the elders of the Rastafari Mansions and Organization Elder Care Facility in Coral Gardens work to rebuild structures and heal from the trauma of losing things, allow me to remind us all of the corporal works of mercy that coincide with the Rastafari Creed, that give us instructions for how to maintain the beloved community. Let the hungry be fed. Let the naked be clothed. Let the sick be nourished. Let the aged be protected. Let the infants be cared for. And in this work, we find the beloved community in action. Yet, we are only midway in the work that needs to be done. So I close with the words of Naomi Long Majette, because she wrote, "I have come this far to freedom, and I won't turn back. I'm climbing to the highway from my old dirt track. I'm coming and I'm going and I'm stretching and I'm growing, and I'll reap what I've been sowing, or my skin's not black. I've prayed and slaved and waited, and I've sung my song. You've bled me and you've starved me, but I've still grown strong. You've lashed me and you've treed me, and you've everything but freed me. But in time, you'll know you need me, and it won't be long. I've seen the daylight breaking, woo! High above the bow. I've found my destination and I've made my vow. So whether you abhor me or deride me or ignore me, mighty mountains loom before me. And I won't stop now." Ashe.
Amen. Let's hear one more time for Dr. Joe Levette. Make some noise. Come on, man. I'm so honored to share this space with my loved ones and all of us in the spirit of beloved community, and holding space for the beauty of our people, the brilliance of our legacy, the powerful affirmation that we plant the seed into our youth and future generations. What a gift. In that spirit, I want to share 3 pieces, one of my mother's and 2 of my own. She shared this poem shortly after 9/11 in the hopes that people would recognize that it needs to be sung as a worldwide refrain, and it's still true to this day. It's called "I'd Like There to Be a War Where Nobody Came." If you heard it, please sing along, and if you haven't yet, join in when you know it. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. I'd like there to be a war where the gunners didn't show and the flyers didn't flow, like a river carrying death to those below, where artillery moved too slow, missed the boat and the whole dang show. And we all refused to go. I said, we all refused to go. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. Where the infantry said no, in clip tones that taste of snow, and the bombers stated clear, they won't go in any year. And sharpshooters closed their eyes, much to the brass' great surprise. And there was peace with no reprise. We chose the peace with no reprise. I'd like there to be a war where I'd like there to be a war where we first would check ourselves, see what our causes do foretell, tweak what tweaking would do well, then maybe check ourselves again. Remembering some crazy macho-in does not signify a win, cannot signify a win. So I'll say it once again. I'd like there to be a war where I'd like there to be a war where we'd like there to be a war where wouldn't you? Beautiful. That's my mama. I know we know about mamas. Yeah, I have to honor her, and I carry her with me everywhere I go. I would not be doing this literally or figuratively without her shaping me. So I always want to honor her and give her all thanks and praises for the gift that she has implanted in me. So the next piece I want to share with you is one that speaks to the need for imagination and creativity in our times. It's a call and response piece that just speaks to the necessity for having a powerful spiritual connection to the spirit of creativity and imagination and expression and all that means to be able to transform and what that means to liberation. So there'll come a part when you need to say your part too. So I'll signal you when it's your time. Calling all artists, makers of art, and those who trust in its value as sacred. The makers of new worlds, tenders of the fires of imagination, shapers of nations and realities, cultivators of what life can be. We need your magic, your steadfast, unapologetic refusal to give up hope in the fantastic, especially when things get drastic. Calling all artists, lovers of music that plucks the heartstrings, celebrators and honorers of life and new things, in all its many facets and how we do things. Calling all beautifiers, awakeners of human conscience, seamers and weavers of our tapestry of stories, the one we all have a thread in. Calling on providers of soft landings for childhood, makers of what can be into being, definers of the possible, and fiery defiers of the impossible. We need your shoulders to the wheel. We need that childlike stubbornness strong as steel, that refuses to leave the playground, that says we will find a way to give faith and hope and love and freedom sway, that we will find a way to bless our children to see brilliance in the light of day, to use the very tools that imagination creates, to safeguard art that breathes into our hearts new scapes, rebirths our world with deeper worth, new forms and shapes. Yes, calling all painters, poets, potters, put your pens to the page, shape the clay of this land. We need your undivided attention, your unrelenting commitment to the notion we are worthy of redemption. We are calling on the spirits of those who made a way out of no way, this way, the finders of lost paths, the openers of new dimensions, crafters of community. Flood this place in time and space with color. Let not the drab and stoic march toward hopeless defeat take away our dancing feet, our singing voices, our songs. Our song, sung in unison, is calling We are calling on bigger ideas than war and attacks on the poor and the banning of books and lauding of crooks and the telling of lies and cultivated despise and the trampling of rights and the gambling of plights. We are calling on your heart and your hands and your mind and your stance, calling on you to visualize a vision bright enough to bless your great, great, great grands. Yes, we are calling on you, on we, on us being free to heed this in unity as our shared calling to break from collusion with silence and a xenophobic craze, calling past confusion and violence to let love have center stage, calling your empathy, your energy to leave apathy and antipathy behind, calling for your spine, calling to put your behind on the bottom line, calling like never and more than ever before for your righteous core clever to endeavor to soar, calling on believers. Our allegiance can bring miracles forth from a spiritual source that also brought these lyrics to course, calling on your blood and your bones and everyone in your home and everything that you've known to come, calling. This is our call to arms that embrace, warmly grace every face through this storm, calling on the spirit of creativity to rescue creativity. Know that we hold the key and the remedy, calling, 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 calling. Thank you very much. I want to close with this piece that's kind of a time-honored tradition for us in terms of speaking life and light into our people from Africa to the diaspora to all of the branches of the human family tree, and it's called Beautiful Sun-Kissed People. If you know, you know. So I'm going to say it, you're going to say it, we're going to say it together. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Beautiful sun-kissed people. Walking miracles, unfolding parables, ancient scrolls and ocean's throes. Love be a rose adorning your ears. This morning will not bring mourning nor a thorn in tears. This forever moment is shorn of fears. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Beautiful sun-kissed people. We are on the cusp of overthrowing overseers. Light years beyond heckles and jeers. No more tanning our hides where Dr. Jekyll steers. This love is sheer, transparent and near, as dear as your closest relatives here. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Beautiful sun-kissed people. No conversation on us being equal. Just entertaining the thought is evil. We weave full, fully woven, lost and found, traded and stolen, but look what the eye beholding. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Golden, black and free and ebony, mahogany and mocha bee, chocolate Haagen-Dazs can't see. Rivers running melanin, shallow men be monitoring, but Most High got it all intents and purposes in sovereign skin. Watch as this here poem ascends, journeying and frolicking. Summer breezes talking with the autumn wind, how winter just won't break our stride. Too much spring in step for us to hide. Our victory is justified. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Solar rise with older ties, our currency ain't tokenized. We close to those focused and wise whose feet arise on open skies. We white supremacy eulogizing, blessed ministry new horizon, and desperate attempts at neutralizing our brilliance with futile lies still will never neutralize. Too many youth been euthanized, fed sweetest prey to tooth decay. But truthfully, our rootful way has truth to say, adorns the night, salutes the day, in beauty that the stars obey. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Beautiful sun-kissed people. And I relate to you so musically, and oh, the joy it brings. Like, please stand and place your hand on your heart. Lift every voice and sing, tell earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Let earth and heaven ring in sacred oath, 'cause after all we are betrothed to wondrous wonders of untold. Great grand good fortune that broke the mold can't buy us off with moldy bread. We've more than crumbs inside our heads, and crust just will not satisfy. Ours divine. We walk in gourmet grandma made, deliciousness in every shade. Say sun-kissed people. Sun-kissed people. Say beautiful, blessed, bountiful, sun-kissed people. Okay, well, you better get like that. I praise the path that plants our flag, squarely in earth a self-made basking, a glorious newfound approach that predators cannot encroach, that parasites and wayward folks at a mere glimpse cough and choke. See, this radiance is brighter still than every sun that lights a hill. It calls from something deep within and pours from vocal cords and pen. Say, beautiful sun-kissed people. Beautiful sun-kissed people. I'm nourished just to see you. You furnish my living room with life abundant, killing gloom. You water every plant I have and flourish my gardens green and vast. Sing lullabies to my inner child and soothe all fears of foul defile. You spray me with your sense of grace and lovingly embrace my face. Say, I am you and we are race that founded every human trace. Say, sun-kissed people. I wake with your poems on my tongue. In my chest I hear your drum. From my lips I hear your hum. It gets me high and drunk as rum. On you I'm forever spun. Your melanin I'll never shun. 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 With you I'm forever one. Has there been better? Never one. Say, sun-kissed people. I bequeath these odes to you, your next of kin and children too, and their children's 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 view will yet still match your vibrant hue. You supernatural sorcery, to walk in temples gorgeously, shaming cathedrals far and near, make a white Christ pale in the mirror. Sun-kissed children, you are it. Don't let nobody tell you shh, unless they fertilizing soil. To grow a rose, regal and royal. To don a rose upon a rose, of red and black and green and gold, so poetically bestowed, it dignifies your inner throne. Sun-kissed children marvelous, miraculous magnificence, outlandishly so unabashed, unapologetic sass, ultra-magnetic blackness, the right goddess on your epitaph. That's blasphemy, surely, right? Because we know true gods never die. Sun-kissed children, you kiss my eyes with all that sunshine you applying. I say I'm in love for true, because you are me and I am you. From head to toe and all between, I love these princes, kings, and queens. I even find you in my dreams. And when I wake, I vow to breathe in, and breathe to vow, breathe out. With every vowel and consonant I can pronounce. Announce the cosmos all your feats. Build castles for your sweet retreats. Goose-feathered pillows, black satin sheets. A sacred lounge to rest your crown from all them wounds been crying out. Sun-kissed people have no doubt. You're all I am, what I'm about. Can't tell my story without your page. Every chapter'd be what? Erased. You sew my lines so seamlessly. We vibe on higher frequency. So let's not love in secrecy. My sun-kissed people, we be's the key. All right, make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. We want to give our thanks and heartfelt gratitude to the UU for hosting us. Thank you for coming together to honor the beloved community and to celebrate Black Artist Showcase and the Vibrant Lives Project. Show some love one more time for the space and for the energy and for the legacy of Black people and for the human family. Make some noise.
Are you filled? Are you astounded and not at all surprised at the gifts and the energy and the luscious words and power and energy we just experienced? My God! Wow. Thank you. Thank you for risking. Thank you for expanding. Thank you for the wholeness you bring. I think I am inviting you not to be done. I think I am inviting you to stay a bit longer, but not in this room. I know I am thanking you for allowing us the honor, us, the Unitarian Society, the honor of being in the space that might hold this. But so I'm inviting you to go to what we call the parlors, but it's one room. It used to be two, and you'll notice that it has these strange arches in it. Right behind this wall, because there is more gift there, but also I am inviting you to look at the program you have, because that is where that, remember I said not just celebration, but commitment? commitment that if you have generosity to share, now is a good time. And I went ahead and I did that earlier, and I was like, wow, there are so many ways. There's Venmo, there's Cash App, there's PayPal, there's GoFundMe. Like, there is a lot of digital love here, but also there are ways in which if you have a check to give or cash, will be received as well, all in support of the Vibrant Lives Project. Thank you. A hand to everyone who shared their gifts here today. Please join us in the parlors.